Welcome to Learning Strategies, Part 1, the Study Cycle. Throughout this video and those of this series, we'll be referring back to Sondra McGuire's list of 10 metacognitive strategies, as featured in her book, Teach Yourself How to Learn. But here, we'll be looking at certain specific strategies that will help you strengthen how you study. Each course you take in high school will probably follow this predictable study cycle, and developing the cycle as a habit early on will lead to higher grades. The cycle begins with Let's break this study cycle down. Whatever your professor says, if they're talking about chapters in the course schedule or if they mention readings in the syllabus, they expect that you'll have that background knowledge before the lecture. Go to class and take notes, preferably by hand. If you've taken notes from your reading, you can just add them in class, identifying the concepts that your instructor focuses in on. Now you're spending more time in the lecture listening and following along, and less time furiously writing. Actively study. The key word there is active. Looking over or reviewing your notes isn't studying, and the reason behind that is for another video. Rest assured that you need to be interacting with this material. Reorganize, rewrite, create sample texts from it. Assess. For many students, they sometimes don't see the connection between an assignment, a project, a paper, and the concept of assessing their learning thus far. Additionally, many courses will have only 2 to 3 exams over the semester, and it's really important for you to be assessing your own learning along the way. The weekend before the midterm is far too late to be getting started with serious studying. Taking your own practice quizzes and exams will let you know where you need to focus. In order to map out your study cycle, you'll start with using the course schedule. It's typically attached to this course syllabus, but sometimes it's just a document in Canvas. You're going to note what's going on in each class period, when the exams are, and what assignments will be due. One of the best ways to help you map out your course schedule is by color coding. Color coding helps to differentiate each course and study time from the others. Next, you'll need to determine what actions you'll be taking outside of class. That means doing the reading before and studying after the lecture. Once you have all this mapped out onto the semester, it's easy to create a to-do list by week. And finally, you should have already identified your study periods, those blocks of time dedicated to studying and doing homework. A student who is taking 12 credit hours should be looking at about 24 hours each week outside of class. Assign the to-do items to specific blocks of time in order to complete the tasks before they're due. For example, the act of reading of a chapter should come before the lecture for that chapter, and then studying notes from the lecture and the reading will come after. Here's a clipped example from a sociology syllabus. For the week of September 30th, the instructor will finish lecturing on Chapter 4 on Monday and begin the lecture for Chapter 5 on Wednesday. That makes the study period on Tuesday a great fit for studying Chapter 4 notes, and the time on Thursday can be designated for actively reading to prepare for the next week. Notice that the mock quiz has been scheduled into time set aside for a study group. This is a great activity for students to work together in active learning. Also, the student will be quizzing themselves over Chapters 3 and 4. This instructor only has 2 exams. The first is over Chapters 1 through 6, and then the final is over Chapters 7 through 14. So it makes a lot of sense for the student to be quizzing themselves on more than one chapter at a time. We hope you got a lot out of this video on the study cycle. Look for more videos from the Holman Success Center on study strategies, the science of learning, and mastering time and task management.